What's up guys? Here I have the first 1S Tinywhoop that I have tested that has the DJI O4 Lite on board. I am amped to try this thing out and I'm pretty excited that we have entered the era of 1S DJI capable Tinywhoops. Quick spec overview of the new Meteor75 Pro O4 before we hop to some flight footage. Obviously we've got DJI on board with the O4 Lite module, classic Meteor75 Pro frame and canopy with some adapters in here to hold the O4 camera. The camera feels very well dampened. You can't really adjust the angle of this, so you're kind of stuck at, I don't know, what's that, 20 degrees, 15, 20 degrees. I'm not sure what the angle is of the camera, but you can't really adjust it even though there are screws on the side. The flight controller inside is a Matrix 1S 3-in-1 flight controller that's perfect for use with the O4 Air Unit Lite. The motors are 1102 22,000 kV motors with 45mm gem fan tri-blade props. Primary battery that I used in my testing was the Lava 550 milliamp LiPo. I'm also gonna try out one of these 300 milliamp Lava 1S LiPos. I can't find my 550 milliamp, but that's the primary battery that I'm gonna use in my testing. They included a couple batteries when they sent me this drone, so I'm not really sure if they come with it or if you have to buy it separate. It's got ELRS built in. You got motor plugs down the bottom, so in case something does happen to one of these motors, you can very easily just unplug it, plug a new one in. We've got this is BT 2.0. I think this is BT 2.0 coming out the back. I'm not really sure how this is gonna hold up with the props being right there. I feel like you'll probably have to push your battery up like that so that this wire doesn't potentially get up into the props. But yeah, we've got that pigtail on the back and then just a classic little cage down the bottom for a 1S LiPo. So this one will work, but like I said, I'm gonna use the 550 and we'll see how this thing flies.
It handles pretty good. No wind. I feel like if you were flying in wind, it could get a little janky, but it seems to be performing pretty good. I get good range with it. Video on this is so good. The O4 Lite might be better than the O3. That's a comparison I should do. I love that we're gonna start seeing 1S DJI whoops like this. Like, this is sick. I'm really curious. I'm getting land now. The battery's at 3.3. I'm kind of curious how long I'll be able to fly before the video cuts out. I don't really want it to land in any snow, but like, he's cruising no problem, even though I'm getting land now.
Torn, you could land in a pine needle clearing?
Sure, I'll land in the pine needle clearing. Once, I'm gonna just plan on flying until the video cuts out. I'm at 3 volts now. I feel like I'm honestly kind of surprised that it's still going. It's flying pretty good. Then again, there's no wind right now. I'm not really sure how it would perform in wind. I'm feeling the throttle dip. Oh, still going. 2.7. I have clear video.
Really?
2.5. 2.4. All right,
oh.
Video went out. 2.3. I had video all the way down to 2.4, 2.3 volts, which is a lot lower than I thought it would get. This thing flies pretty nice. I feel like in the wind, it won't perform the best. And I don't really like this. The power cable, you should probably push your battery back like that, because otherwise like that, the cable's kind of going up into the prop. Otherwise the thing flies really nice. I'm just waiting to see someone walking on the path. It'd be wicked funny. I'm over near the entrance. Damn, I get reception all the way down here. Wow, that is really good reception. really smooth. Woo! I hate flying in the winter because these branches just hop out of nowhere. Nothing to go off of. God, it's tough to fly in these. Woo! Oh shit. Crashing the snow, keep flying, whatever it is. 3 volts, 3.1. It feels like the throttle isn't like full throttle doesn't, then again I'm at 3 volts, but it's kind of felt like that. Like it doesn't have as much throttle as I wish, but it's okay. It's all the way down at 2.6. And I still
Okay,
have
went in
video.
the bag with all the snow on it. Shit.
All right, so the flight controller really does hold up pretty well with the voltage requirements of the O4 air unit. I was expecting the O4 Lite to cut out around 3 volts, maybe a little less, but it actually went all the way down to about 2.4 before I lost video. And honestly, at 2.4 volts, the drone isn't even able to fly. It kind of just drops out of the sky at that point. So you have clear video all the way up until you just can't fly the thing anymore, which is nice. I got about 4 minutes out of the 550 milliamp and had pretty good performance when there was no wind. Indoors and in no wind, it performed awesome. It felt a little underpowered on full throttle punch outs, but then again, it does have a little bit of weight to it, and it is a 1S quad. I took it out a second time when there was very, very light wind. It was probably like 5-mile-an-hour wind, and it felt like this thing was bouncing all over the place. So unless you're flying this outside in no wind at all, I wouldn't fly this one outside too much. It drifts and wobbles pretty easily. Fun to fly indoors. I don't really see myself using it too much since it doesn't perform the best outside, and it does feel a bit underpowered, like I said. If you're gonna be flying inside most of the time or for some indoor whoop races, this thing would be perfect. You can run the footage from the camera through GyroFlow. It does record gyro data to the video file. I wouldn't, since the camera on here is more narrow field of view than the O4 Pro, when you run the footage through GyroFlow, in order to stabilize, it actually has to zoom in on the footage. And when the footage is already zoomed in, then you have to zoom in even more. It kind of makes it just not really usable. So I wouldn't recommend using the O4 Lite for any filming projects, or if you're gonna run your footage through GyroFlow at all. I just wouldn't do it. I don't think it looks good. That's a review. Beta FPV Meteor75 Pro O4, $200 for a DJI capable micro FPV drone. Not bad. I'm excited to see more of these in the future. I'm gonna have another review coming out on this drone that was sent to me, Beta FPV. It's not built yet, but this is the Pavo Femto. I'm gonna have to take the air unit light out of this drone and put it in this one. But I'm gonna have a review coming out on this in the next week or two, so keep an eye out for that. This one is 2S, and I feel like I'm gonna like this one a little bit more than the Meteor75 I've got here. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave the video a like, and if you have any questions about the Beta FPV Meteor75 Pro O4, leave a comment down below.